Dormail, home of a great night's sleep.
There is a natural supplement called Menamin that I've been taking for years, and it's a krill oil based with additional B vitamins, folates, etc. And it's actually been scientifically shown to help pre-menopause, during the menopause, and post-menopause.
Happy Friday. How's it?
I love Friday. I love Fridays. Don't you just feel on a Friday you can just do anything? Blob out at night, have loads to drink. Oh my gosh.
Blob out? Blob out? Like a blob. Mr. Blob.
I think it's
No,
fine.
not really.
Show, then you've got to do 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday. So you can't blob out.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely, that's very true. And also we've the guest today won't allow us to blob out because she's talking about diets and stuff.
Oh yes, fantastic.
Yes, because this month is a National Menopause Month. So, we had great guests on Tuesday, which were just fabulous. And now we're going to have a nutritionist to talk to us as well. So we're getting our strengths back. Because actually, I think it was Emma that said on Tuesday's show that we spend more of our life being post-menopausal than we do being pre-menopausal. Is that right?
Correct.
Well, depending on how old you live.
Yes.
How long we live. So I think it's really interesting that we are finding all these things out now, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
How many diets have we done? There's been the egg diet. I mean, all through, you look
cabbage soup
Oh,
diet. Do you remember the cabbage soup diet?
Yes,
Pointless.
it's all but it's all through one sort of childhood and youth. So at different phases of what was the latest thing. It's sort of it's fascinating. If there's just some continuity and some help, that it doesn't have to be a diet, a crash diet. It's all about being healthy, isn't it? Which we're going to talk about.
Absolutely.
So
That's really
tell us who our wonderful guest is, darling.
Well, it's the fabulous Suzanne Chalkley, who is an expert on menopause, on immune health and diets, which is what we want to talk about. So come in, Suzanne.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hi, Suzanne. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. And how are you?
Thank you. Very good. Very good. It's so lovely to have you here. Suzanne, it's National Menopause Month, and also we're all very concerned about the weight we've put on in lockdown. So we want to talk to you about so many things. And you run a clinic in Northern Ireland, and you're an expert on these sorts of things. So tell us all about it.
Okay, well, it's great to be here, and there's so much to talk about. So you'll have to keep me on track because I'll talk about everything.
Okay. Good.
But yes, it is Menopause Week, and it's so important. People years ago never talked about it. It was one of those hidden sort of subjects that people used to think women were just going crazy. But the bottom line is, our hormones can really play up. And I wrote a book, an audiobook actually, called Cool at 50. And it's for women to help them to understand the menopause and what they can do to help themselves naturally. So yes, there's lots of things. What would you like to know about the menopause?
Well, you called it Cool at 50. Is this a way to cool down when you get hot?
Yes, it's lots of ways, cool down, but also just to learn how to relax a little bit more. A lot of people with the hormones start getting a bit unbalanced. They can get very fretful. They can worry about stupid things that they never worried about before. And the hormones, there is a supplement that I have been taking myself for years. I'm 54. I've been going through the menopause for 4 years, so I'm well capable to explain what goes on and how you can deal with the hot flushes. That's for sure.
But the thing is, after the menopause, that's the thing that annoys me a bit about the supplements and stuff that you can get. Is they're saying for the menopause, but the fact is that the menopause the symptoms might fade. Well, I don't know if they do, because I'm very lucky, because I'm one of the very lucky people, I know that didn't have any symptoms. But this should not be just about the menopause. This should be now for the rest of your life, surely.
Yes, of course. There is a natural supplement called Menamin that I've been taking for years, and it's a krill oil based with additional B vitamins, folates, etc. And it's actually been scientifically shown to help pre-menopause, during the menopause, and post-menopause, which is really important. And you're quite right. I've had clients that are sort of 76 and still experiencing night sweats and hot flushes. And, you know, to be honest, the doctors have just sort of knocked it on the head, like, oh, well, you're just getting older. But yeah, your diet is also very important as well. And being sensible with regard to high sugars and high carbohydrate rich foods, because that can give you a lot of glucose into your system. But one of the main things is getting the right level of omegas, because they do help to balance the hormones.
And how do you do that?
Taking supplements or eating a diet that's higher in oily fish, nuts and seeds. Oily fish, yes. But to be honest, you would have to eat a serious amount to get the balance right.
Yeah.
So I do recommend you do that with your diet, but also supplement with a really high quality omega-3, 6 and 9.
So what supplements do you suggest for any age?
Any age. Well, everybody should be taking essential fatty acids, omega-3 and 6, because they're called parent omega-3 and 6. They can't be made by your body. You have to get it through diet or supplements. That's why they're called essential. They are the most important. And in part of my weight loss program, the Eat Well plan, that is an integral part of it, because you take omega-3 and 6, they naturally help to stop you craving. I remember you had previously said your diet hadn't been the best over lockdown, but it's, you know, you're craving, and this eat crave happens. And so when you take a quality omega-3, 6 and 9, they actually will help to deal with your cravings and also balance your hormone profile. So it does help you to cut the cravings, and so you don't eat the wrong things. Well, not as much anyway.
Yeah. Right. And is this in your book, Suzanne? The Eat Well plan?
Yes, I have one strategically placed here. It's actually been designed not only for people who want to lose weight, but just generally how to eat well. And it incorporates a number of different factors like intermittent fasting, which is now becoming very popular. It also talks about alkalizing the body. And the main thing is helping people to understand about hidden sugars and the high levels of carbohydrates. You know, for example, if you started this morning breakfast and you had a bowl of cereal, maybe a slice of toast and a glass of orange juice, I mean, you've had about 16, 17 teaspoons of sugar just in that breakfast.
Wow.
So people don't understand that, you know, it all adds up over the day. And if you're not exercising, if you're not using up that energy, it's going to do one thing only, and it stores body fat.
Now, a friend of mine has been going to you for 20 years, and she's 82, and she probably looks about 60, and she swears by all the supplements that you've provided her with. So can people get them online?
Yes,
Suzanne?
Everything's available on my website. It's
Right.
healthdirectni.com. What's really important though is with this wonderful association with yourselves, if people use the code AWB21, which is obviously the amazing Wonderbirds 21, they'll get a 10% discount on anything that they order on the website.
Well, that's brilliant. We're going to put it in the show blurb, and we'll put it on our website as well. So yes, I should be going on there to get some supplements. I mean, I've always taken supplements, and I wonder if the reason that I didn't have any menopausal symptoms was that I took a very interesting, which you can't get anymore, I think it was called Estravan. I was taking from when I was 30. For some reason, I decided to take one of these tablets when I was very young. And so therefore, I kind of just sailed through it. And I wondered if it's because I did that. And
What is it, Debbie, Estravan?
Estravan, just I don't know if you can still buy it, but at the time you used to be able to get it over the counter. And it's just a supplement that you get. Okay. And I've been taking it since I was 30. So it's obviously got, I don't know what it had in it, but it obviously said, you know, for premenopausal. And I thought when I was 30, I thought, well, why wait till I'm going to go through the menopause? Why don't I start taking it now? And I did. And I have.
So would that have contained the ingredients that you're saying, Suzanne, do you think?
It's very possible. I mean, there's different brands of things out there. I mean, you know, if you go into a health food shop, you know, there's absolutely walls and counters full of supplements. I've been working over 25 years, and I narrowed it down to, you know, small choice of things that I know work for people. And there is a company in Germany that do an amazing range of products. They're called Dr. Volz, and he has a whole range of different things for gut health as well, because quite often as you're going through menopause, you tend to put weight on around your middle. That tends to be what people notice. They call it the muffin top, and that's what they struggle to lose. So they're very much looking at your gut health, because it's very closely linked to your levels of energy and also depression. You know, mood can be so easily affected.
But Suzanne, I wanted to say to you that I know we had a chat about diets, and what you said was that unless you get your gut right, then it doesn't matter how much you diet and lose weight, you'll put it back on again. But if you actually, you know, get the gut working the way it should, then the diet should work, and the weight will stay off.
Yes. I mean, I've always said there is no one diet suits absolutely everybody, and that's so important to understand. Because, as you know, there's lots of books out there. There's lots of people advocating certain eating plans. You know, you've gone from the Atkins and keto to plant-based, etc., and they all work for different people at different rates. But what we need to do is we get the gut health right, and lower the highest levels of carbohydrates. You know, yes, of course you eat carbohydrates, but people don't understand that, you know, if you have a sandwich at lunchtime, you're looking at 8 to 10 teaspoons of sugar that is converted by your body just from the 2 bits of bread.
So what do we do? How do we get our gut right then?
Gut is taking a really high quality prebiotic. Now, the best ones that there's probiotics, which are, you know, you buy in the supermarket, and they're the little drinks you take. But a prebiotic is much better. It actually encourages the cultivation in your body of the correct bacteria. So if you have, I deal a lot, I do bioresonance therapy as well, and it really looks at gut health. And there's so many people have what they call intestinal dysbacteriosis. Basically, that is the imbalance between the good and the bad bacteria. So when the bad bacteria is overrun the body, you'll have bloating, digestive disturbances, irritable bowel syndrome, and it can lead to more serious inflammatory bowel conditions. So you know, there's a couple of ways you can do it. There's a product called Darm Select. It's by Dr. Volz, and it has, you know, absolutely every type of good bacteria to replenish the body. It also has some vitamin B's for energy levels as well. But for the weight loss side of things, there's a product called Probio Colon, and that's Dr. Volz, and it's a powder, and it's got all the dietary soluble fibers that you need, but it's got 100 billion bacteria that helps to rebalance. You know, you've got 100 billion bacteria in your body, and this helps to rebalance the good bacteria. So you take a little scoop in a glass of water before breakfast, lunch, and evening meal. Stops you craving, stops you feeling hungry, and replenishes the good bacteria, so that when you're following the like of the Eat Well plan, you'll have more energy, lose body fat where you have it stored. So many people have gone on weight loss products or programs and lost it in their face or the shoulders or the boobs, and you don't want to, and it's all in your tummy and your bum.
Yes, absolutely.
You've got to lose the body fat where you have it stored.
Where do we get all this from? Where can we get all this? Where can we get all this?
From healthdirectni.com. And
healthdirectni.com.
Yes.
So we'll have it on our website as well, Sherry, so we can go onto our own website and
That's
we can get
wonderful.
10% off. You've been an absolutely brilliant guest. I would love to read all your books and everything, but I'm fascinated, I think at the moment, by what is going on, you know, with the menopause, because we had some guests on Tuesday's show as well talking about that. So it's helped us, it's given us a lot to think about. So I really do thank you for all your wonderful advice, and we hope you'll come back and see us again soon.
Yes, I would love to. I would love to. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Oh,
well,
that was interesting. I like the prebiotic thing about getting your gut clean.
Yes.
I think that's something I think that maybe would help everybody in every way.
Oh,
I really
That's
don't
where
Sharon.
it stems
with
from,
all of
isn't
this
it? Your
pro
gut.
and pre
Yes.
and everything else, I find it all a
Yeah.
bit, I must admit, I find it all a bit overwhelming and a little bit confusing about gut health. I really do. I understand, of course, the importance of it, but I would really like to understand more about how
Yeah, me
these
too.
supplements and how they actually work.
Of course, yes, so would
Yes.
I.
Yes. Well, I
So
think
she's going to help us though.
I went to another nutritionist a long time ago who said the same
yeah.
thing. Suzanne backed that up by saying, you know, if you get the gut right, and I think as long as you just take the supplements or the powders, I think that it will just work for itself, and then you can start finding out, because I think until you get that right, the weight just won't stay off. But isn't it great to know there's a way forward with that?
Yeah, and also something just happened to Kira, my daughter, actually. She had to take some antibiotics.
Yeah.
And after 2 days, she was so ill. I mean, her stomach was literally, she was on the loo all the time. It took her 4 days after a doctor said to stop taking them. Now, as much as antibiotics are really good for you, what on earth
they're
do
not.
they do to your
Not at all.
gut?
But
Sometimes
no
you have
drugs
to
are good
take
for
them.
you at the end of the day. You know, we should be able to clean ourselves from all sorts of things. But I guess we're all, you know, we've done it all our lives, haven't we? You know,
Yes.
you've got a headache, you take a paracetamol. You've got, you know, an infection, you go on a course of antibiotics. And I think it sometimes is worse than what you're actually going through, and you can do it yourself. But that's not easy. That's not easy.
No,
But-
absolutely
I mean,
not.
antibiotics are incredible things, because a lot of us wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for antibiotics.
I know.
So used for certain reasons, they are fantastic. But on the other hand, seeing the effect that it had on her stomach
Exactly.
and how long it
awful.
lasted. And then we were saying before about looking at, you know, what it says on the packets of things, and it's got everything, you know, don't take it, this, that, and the other, you get this side effect, that side
Exactly.
effect. That's kind of a frightening thing to read, isn't it? Because you think, obviously, I'm having the whole lot.
I'm going to get them all.
Yes, I'm going to get them all.
Yes.
But when I was reading about these particular antibiotics, it said you could have a bad tummy afterwards for 6 weeks.
Wow.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So then you
Because
take. So let me understand. So see if you guys understand. Make me understand. So after you've taken biotics, that's when you take a probiotic to help your tummy cope with the antibiotics. Is that right?
Yeah, to get the bacteria, because there has to be bacteria in your gut, and it's just putting the right bacteria back in, because it's stripped. The antibiotics, as what I understand, strips the gut of that bacteria, because it gets rid of everything. So it has to. That's what the probiotic does. It puts all. It's got lots of little sort of bacteria thingamajigs.
I think we need more information. I think
I think so.
Yeah.
Thingamajigs. Because even paracetamol can give you a bad tummy, can't it? And Nurofen.
Yeah, it can.
If you take too many, and Nurofen, I can't take all, because that makes me sick. So
yes,
you don't know, do you?
Stomach.
Well, thank God it's Friday. We don't have to do any of this.
Absolutely.
I'm straight
And
on.
what do we do on a Friday, Dee?
Cheers, darling. Cheers, my dear.
Exactly. Oh, and I do have some news actually. That
yes.
Mons, my son-in-law, has got his own wine.
Oh,
He has Mons similar Carver, and he's just launched his own red wine. So I'm going to get I'm going to get us some so we can try it. But I've no idea.
yes, please.
It's just
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Yes, he was just in a vineyard in Barcelona testing it out and getting the grapes ready. So, but I've tasted some, and it's really fantastic. Quite useful having a son-in-law who does stuff like that, isn't it?
Very, very useful. Especially on a Friday.
Yeah,
especially on a Friday.
Brilliant. All right,
Well,
Well,
okay, well, I'm
tomorrow.
off to have my Friday then.
Well, yes.
Absolutely.
tomorrow we're back with Richard. Richard's
Thank
here.
goodness. Some salvation.
Yeah,
I know.
lovely.
I thought you were going to say sanity, and I was going to say no, Harriet. Definitely not sanity.
Salvation. Sanity. We never have sanity, darling.
Oh no.
I hope not.
Absolutely.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Dormeo, home of a great night's sleep.